Hello everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video. Again, playing in the craft journal. I just can't leave this journal alone. So I'm starting off with some tissue collage paper from Dina Wakley Media, and I'm sticking this down using some gel medium. Just going to stick some of it across the middle of the page, and oh yeah, it's moving around a bit. So this is just to start to break up the background a little bit. I'm not sure which set this collage paper's from. There's been so many sets of collage paper, and they're all so versatile and useful for different things. But this is just about getting some marks onto the background, just to sort of give a starting point. So then I'm going in with my favourite pink, which is the permanent red violet light from Amsterdam Acrylic, and just adding a bit of this again across the middle of the page. And then making sure it touches the top and the bottom as well. This is one of my favourite new stencils, and I love the name of it as well, the Angled Paint Blobs. It's one of the new ones from Dina Wakley. Then I've just flipped the stencil over to make the arrows point in the other direction, and I'm going in with Light Rose, which is also from Amsterdam Acrylic. I'm just adding a bit of a contrast onto that base colour. Then I am using mineral, and I'm just painting some circles onto the background. So if you weren't confident to paint these yourself, you could use the Painting for Circle stencil from Dina Wakley, and there are loads of circle stencils out there. You can even make your own if you're not don't have one. You can make it out of paper. It doesn't need to be one that lasts, and you can just draw around some things, cut them out. Some circular things, obviously, if you were wanting a circle stencil, and then you've got your own circle stencil that you can use for this. But I'm just freehand painting these on, and doing a bit of a sort of lighter circle around the outside as well, just to soften those edges a little bit. Then I've just watered that paint down that's left over, and I'm just adding some splatters onto the page just by tapping my brush onto the pair of scissors. But I mean, tapping them onto anything, even your hand would work. I am terrible when I'm doing that though, because the splatters do literally go everywhere. So my art room isn't very big, but I have pretty much redecorated the wall with multicoloured splatters everywhere. My laptop's covered in splatters, my phone is covered in splatters. I don't actually have many clothes that aren't covered in some sort of paint splatter or other. There we go. Part of the joys. So then I'm using Ruby, and I'm using this stamp from the Remarkable stamp set. Stamping it onto collage tissue paper, and I'm using that paint straight onto there. Here I'm mixing the pink and the red together just to get a few different tones in there, and stamping it onto the collage tissue paper. Make sure if you use acrylic paint on your stamps that you give them a really good clean afterwards. Then I've also used the face from the same stamp set, the Remarkable stamp set. Cut that out, and that's going to go in that bottom right hand corner there. Again, sticking that in place using some gel medium. Then I decided I would cut these heart stamps up into 3 pieces, and just kind of working out where they're going to go on the page and sticking those down again using gel medium. So the next thing that I did here was got a piece of scrap paper and added a bit of the red and pink paint that was left over onto there, and then I've just cut some little heart shapes out, just freehand, just by folding the paper in half and then cutting half of a heart shape out, and obviously you get the full heart, and just adding those onto my page. Stuck those in place, they'll be stuck in place in a minute, and here I'm just going over the face using the Stabilo All. So it just adds, it darkens up some of those areas, and just makes it come out of the page a little bit more too. So I'm sticking these in place, the little red hearts, using some Pritt stick, which is just a glue stick, just to get those in position. And then I decided that I would use the leaves from the Remarkable stamp set and just stamp those sort of in and around the spaces that were left on the page. really sometimes my journal pages do kind of evolve as I'm going really. I start off thinking I want to use a face on my page today, or I want to use bright colours, and it kind of works out from there really. So sometimes I have a very definite idea of what I want to do, and sometimes I just want to get moving my hands and putting some paint on the paper, and just think with a starting point, and sometimes not. So you just have to be able to go with the flow a little bit sometimes and see where it ends up. And I don't always end up loving what I've created, but sometimes it's the process of doing it that is a lot more important. So there I've swapped my Signo Uniball. Some of the ones that I've bought recently haven't really behaved very well. They've been a little bit temperamental, and are not always as pigmented as I would like them to be. I don't really know why this is. I'm just like, it is what it is. So then I'm just adding some white spots onto some of those leaves, outlining the clear hearts that are on the page too. And then I'm going to add a quote that's also from the Remarkable stamp set into the middle of this page. And again, that will be stuck in place using some gel medium. Always put too much down. I don't know why I don't learn how much I actually need and only get that out, but no, it would seem that's not possible. And there we go, there is the finished page. I added some more dots as well using pink and turquoise Posca pens, and that was the finished page. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.